With regards to body on outline, full estimates of, it appears to be each automaker has a similar procedure. Offer one form as a more reasonable, labor-like model, and another as the rich extravagance show. Passage has the Expedition and the Navigator, Toyota has the Land Cruiser and the LX570, GM has the Tahoe and the Escalade. Over at Nissan, the blending is the Nissan Aramada and the Infiniti QX80. We have late looked into the Nissan form, and we simply had to hand over the Infiniti. So how did the Infiniti charge against its common twin? Read on to discover. Relate editor Joel Stocksdale. So here's the thing about the Infiniti QX80, it's truly only a flashier Nissan Aramada. As I sat down to compose my considerations, I investigated what I expounded on the Nissan badged edition, and I understood nearly everything at the forefront of my thoughts. I officially secured. The thing is colossal. Strolling up to it, it appears like it may be an inch taller than me, 5 minutes and 11 seconds. It's entirely wide, as well, and the width is reliable as far as possible up. Be that as it may, it is still simple to drive with light directing and great perceivability. The 5.6-liter V8 sounds exquisite, and appears to be all-around coordinated to the truck, and the transmission changes easily, and picks gears well. The genuine issue I see, is that my emotions about the QX80's inside are almost indistinguishable to those of the Aramada. They're for all intents and purposes indistinguishable, particularly when looking at the higher trim Armadas. They have a similar infotainment, similar catches. There are a great deal of catches, as well, scattered apparently randomly, and are hard to utilize, particularly with the exceptionally dated infotainment framework. The dash plan and state of the wood are the same, as is the controlling wheel. The main things I could tell were extremely unique were the move handle, the check faces and the sewed calfskin seats. What's more, Nissan offers an adaptation of the last on the Aramada Platinum Reserve. I'm harping on this a bit in light of the fact that the Infiniti QX80 isn't shoddy. The four-wheel drive one we had here in Michigan had a base cost of $68,845. That is a couple of thousand more than the previously mentioned Aramada Platinum Reserve, and I don't perceive how the Infiniti is justified regardless of that additional cash. It appears to be all you're getting is a flashier outside, particularly with the $2,800 22-inch wheels, and a more lofty identification. I require more than chrome and identifications to spend so much cash. My suggestion is simply purchase an Aramada. Senior editor Alex Kirstein, the Nissan Patrol, that the Aramada and its QX80 cousins spring from dates from 2010, however the zeitgeist of every one of the three is unadulterated 1990s. The mass and haul, the oafish driving progression, the gaudy outside. The world has proceeded onward to less rough executes. Consider the Lincoln Navigator, once especially in this vein. Presently it appears like a spaceship by examination, and its driving behavior, and one-of-a-kind offering suggestion are miles in front of the QX80. The 5.6-liter motor is capable, and it's decent to have a normally suctioned V8 in the part. However, I didn't think it sounded as vibrant as Joel. It's rough, and it endeavors to move the QX80 around, in spite of the fact that it completes a reasonable activity on the tally. The catch strewn insides is awful, and the catches themselves have all the earmarks of being chosen of a similar receptacle that the Nissan Sentra draws from. The QX80 isn't the main guilty party here. However, whatever its expense is to at any rate coat the QX80's catches with a more pleasant material would be justified, despite all the trouble, considering how much land they're strewn over. I ought to most likely say something positive here, despite the fact that on a just I think the QX80 is to some degree poor execution on a dated thought. I will state that the QX80 has genuine physical nearness. It's not scaring, but rather it draws consideration. In case you're ameliorated or enchanted by a major sub, the QX80 feels it, and will fulfill this yearning. For every other person, and particularly if the profane $65,000 plus pass message value influences you to choke, you can improve the situation. Take the Mercedes-Benz GLS class, beginning at a couple of thousand all the more, however, offering a colossally more refined understanding. The Navigator is significantly more, yet it's extensively more pleasant to begin. Also, unless you should have an extravagance mark identification, I'd suggest that a pleasantly prepared Ford Expedition Platinum will fulfill you more than the QX80. Contributing editor James Riswick. So I'm detecting that Stocksdale and Kirsten loathe the QX80. They are, obviously, qualified for their feeling. However, individuals cherish massive oafish trucks. Withered writes use the Mercedes G-Class around Beverly Hills in huge numbers in view of a reason. Everybody in Texas and Colorado appears to possess a Chevy Tahoe, notwithstanding all Target confirmed showing it's an inadequately bundled wagon truck suspended fossil. In this way, if individuals will subject themselves to the Carter time driving progression of the keep-going G-Class and a 3 tons of that has less third push space than a Nissan Rogue, at that point they ought to accordingly truly cherish the Infiniti QX80. It's greatly improved than those. Of course, the Lincoln Navigator is so immeasurably better than the QX80 in each region, separated from its $9,000 higher sticker price. Without a doubt, you'll be sparing about $850 every year in fuel funds with the Lincoln, as indicated by EPA assesses, and will get far more power, space and general innovation. Yet hello, bring down sticker price, which is, as Stocksdale brings up, still root higher than the me excessively Aramada. All in all, stitched seats, those were pleasant, soft. Infiniti has exceedingly squishy armrests, as well. Furthermore, you inquisitively need to turn on the mischance evasion tech each time you get into the auto, so that should save money on some undesirable beeping. I don't have the foggiest idea, man, I did my best here.